BGSU and the University of Toledo squaring off on the football field tomorrow, but today they're partnering to spread awareness about the opioid crisis in our state. But it targets a demographic you might not be thinking about. Tyler Paley was at the event today and has the story.
The opioid crisis is one that Ohioans are far too familiar with. And when we think of the victims of this crisis, we generally think of teenagers or young adults. But what public health officials want us to know is that even elder people and senior citizens are just as prone to this problem.
In reality, 42% of those individuals that die of an overdose are age 45 and older. And most people aren't aware of that particular statistic.
It's a staggering number, but U.S. Assistant Secretary Lance Robertson says it makes sense.
One, they're prescribed a lot of opioids because as they, of course, age and encounter certain physical ailments that come with pain, then often opioids enter the equation. They tend to take so many different medications.
And as for why we don't often equate older folks with opioid abuse, UT professor and nurse practitioner Mitch Lakia says it's in the numbers.
Older adults are sort of underrepresented in data in a lot of the research studies that are done. They're a vulnerable population, so researchers don't like to necessarily collect data.
Robertson thinks educational programs like these are critical for spreading awareness and ultimately saving lives. He says Ohio is ground zero of the opioid problem, but it can also be the epicenter for a solution.
Ohio really has such a high infliction rate, yet at the same time I think it affords an opportunity for Ohio to really show other states how you turn the corner, some of the more aggressive and bold remedies to this problem.
Tonight, healthcare professionals and public officials saying that opioid addiction doesn't discriminate based on age. In Perrysburg Township, Tyler Paley, WTOL 11.